To give you a little break from this evening's proceedings, we went out onto the streets of Sligo yesterday to talk to the electorate, to see what they wanted from a general election, to see what they thought of the new candidates they have to choose from. Here's what they said. Do you think this election is going to make any difference to you in your personal circumstances?
No, personally no. Fianna Gael and Labour's policies are pretty much the same as what Fianna Fáil are intended on doing. The big problem I have with it is not that Fianna Fáil have been painted with a picture of being corrupt, but the political system itself is corrupt.
Political situation in Sligo, what do you think at the moment?
I suppose it's the same as it is across the country. It seems to be up in the air at the minute, you know. And in terms of politics in Sligo, I'd say it's the same across the country. No one knows where they stand. I think people are at an opinion they don't know who to vote for because they don't know what's best, because what's been there has been proven over the last few years hasn't worked. And you know, the crowds that are coming in, are they any better? That's the question that I suppose people are asking.
Do you think that this change of government is going to make a big difference to the country?
Not one bit of a change will it make.
Why is that?
Because it's the civil servants and the unions that are running the country, and it makes no difference what politicians are there. It'll never change.
There are 13 candidates in the Sligo North Leitrim constituency standing for the general election. Do any of them excite you?
At present, no. The big problem that we're having, even with all the debates that are out there at the moment, no one has actually given us any confidence of what is going to happen when a new government goes into place. And I think that's the biggest thing. Everybody is coming up with their own sort of answers and nothing different to what has already happened.
Politicians are what they can do for I don't really think they can do anything. I think what we've got now is a situation where we're not going to spoof our way out of it. We're not going to borrow our way out of it. We're not going to beg our way out of it. We're going to have to work our way out of it. And it's all down to workers. The workers are going to have to work.
You made your decision yet who you're voting for?
Yeah, probably have, yeah, based on probably, you know, the people that I've known, you know, who've worked hard around Sligo over the last number of years, probably give them, you know, the nod. It's nothing to do with political ties or political parties, what colour they wear. It'll just be down to, you know, the person that I've known over the last few years, and we give them the tick on the day.
So it happens.
What do you want to hear them say?
I want to see something that will give confidence back into the country, that will get people up and running and spending. We know all the stories of the banks, we know about everything else that's going on, but there's no confidence in the people themselves.
You're emigrating?
Yeah.
Where are you going?
Australia.
When?
20th of May. 2 days after I finished my degree.
And why? Is there just no work for you?
No work at all.
Can I ask you, what did you study in college?
Hairdressing.
And there's nothing here for you?
None of it.
Yeah, I feel the same. I think we need like a young voice, maybe someone fresh and new in the government now. So I would say that I'm happy with the government at the minute, like the change that they're going to make. So I'd be the same as Caroline.
You know, stop the finger pointing. All we've heard over the last 2 weeks since the election has started is, you know, they're at fault and these people are at fault. They're all at fault. Every single one of them are at fault as far as I'm concerned. When the oppositions were sitting on the other side and they're seeing all this coming down the line and they did nothing about it, like the bailout agreement, Labour are sitting back saying, oh, well, we didn't agree with it. Well, fair enough, you didn't agree with it. But why wasn't there somebody from the Labour Party screaming and shouting to the people of this country? Do you know what these people want to do? They want to sell us out, they want to give all of your money away. But they didn't. Labour sat back, you know, and said nothing about it because they seen it as an opportunity for them to get into power. So all of that needs to stop. I mean, we need to, somebody who's making a point of it. Edna Kenny has been in politics 35 years. What's he done in 35 years? Nothing. He's just made a career out of a career for himself. But he has
50 votes or 50,000 votes.
Did you get a shock when you opened your pay packet in January?
Yeah, it was tough to take, all right.
But you're smiling.
For everyone, yeah. Still smiling. I suppose you always have to smile, you know. I suppose everyone got a bit of a shock when there were a few euros down, but you have to get on with it and cut back where necessary and keep going.
Do you have hope for the future?
Definitely. Like, you know, it's, you know, I suppose for our generation, it's a learning curve as well. Like, we lived through a couple of years when everything was, I suppose, easy and handed to you. Now you got to work a little bit. So I suppose it'll stand to us in good stead in the future. Hopefully that we'll won't make the same mistakes again.
So tell us, what's important to you in this election?
Well, Kieran, at the moment what's important to us is the local issue, and that's the cancer services. You know, the cancer services were taken away 18 months ago, and we want a restoration of those cancer services. That's the most important thing for me, locally.
End the story.
So it makes no difference
Makes
then?
no difference.
So is it worthwhile voting then?
Not a bit.
And are you going to be voting on the 25th?
No.
You won't?
No.
You won't use it?
No.
Well, that's it. that's just a small sample of what people had to say here on the streets of Sligo. Thank you.